We all have that little voice in our head that says, I should read more. We buy the books, we stock them up on our nightstands, but then something else, usually with a glowing screen, just always seems to win the battle for our attention. So today, we're going to break down what's actually happening inside your brain when you read, and, more importantly, how you can finally reclaim this incredibly powerful habit. I mean, does this feel familiar? You've got a spare moment, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and you think, okay, I'm going to read. But before you even know it, you're scrolling. Trust me, you are not alone. There's a really powerful neurological reason for this, and just understanding it is the very first step to changing it for good. So, to win this battle for our attention, we first have to understand what we're fighting for. Let's take a look at what's going on inside your head the moment you open a book. And I promise you, it's way more intense than you probably think. The most incredible part? It's the speed. This entire chain reaction, this full brain workout, it fires off in less than 2 seconds. Your eyes scan these abstract symbols on the page, they send them to your vision center, the occipital lobe. From there, that signal just zips over to your temporal lobe, which deciphers what the words actually mean. And then, bam, your whole brain just lights up and engages. It's amazing. Have you ever noticed that little narrator in your head when you're reading? That voice? Well, that's a real thing called subvocalization, and it's proof of just how active reading is. Scientists have actually found that as you read, tiny little muscles in your throat are making micro-movements, almost like you're actually speaking the words. So it's kind of like a mini workout for your vocal cords that can genuinely make you a better speaker in real life. How cool is that? And this brain workout, it absolutely pays off. Reading stimulates your prefrontal cortex, which means better decision-making. It engages your amygdala for a deeper emotional range, and it strengthens your hippocampus for way better memory. I mean, studies even show that reading fiction boosts empathy and can actually reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. It's basically a full system upgrade for your mind. Okay, so if reading is this good for us, why is it so darn hard to do sometimes? Well, it's because reading has a powerful, perfectly engineered competitor for our attention. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So here's the thing. At its core, your brain is basically an energy conservation machine. It's a survival trait, right? So when it's faced with 2 choices, it will almost always prefer the one that requires less mental effort. This isn't a moral failing on your part, it's just biology. And this is exactly where our phones have a massive, massive advantage. And here it is, the fundamental mismatch. Reading is a deep, focused workout. It takes effort, it builds new neural pathways, but its rewards are often delayed. Scrolling, on the other hand, is like neurological junk food. It's low effort, it's all about instant gratification, and it gives you these easy, constant dopamine hits with almost zero cognitive load. It's really no wonder which one our energy-saving brain prefers in the moment. Okay, so we get the science, we understand the competition. Now for the good part, the actual plan. Let's break down a simple but really powerful framework for making reading feel like an effortless part of your life again. These are the 3 pillars. First up, the first minute. The very first thing you do in the morning kind of conditions your brain for the rest of the day. So just reading one single page before you even think about checking your phone sets a tone of focus. Second, engineer friction. This is all about changing your environment to make the right choice, the easy choice. And third, seize the Kairos, which is this cool Greek concept that means the right or the opportune moment. This quote just perfectly captures that idea of engineering friction. If you add, say, a 6-second delay app to your social media, that tiny little hurdle is often enough for your brain to go, never mind. And in those 6 seconds, you could grab a book that you've strategically placed right within arm's reach. See, you're flipping the script. You're making the better habits the path of least resistance. All right, so for those of you who are ready to take this even further, let's look at a few pro tips. This isn't just about reading more. This is about learning better and actually retaining what you read. Here are 4 simple rules. First, just let go of perfectionism. You're not going to remember every single detail, and that is perfectly okay. Second, after a reading session, just take 30 seconds, pause, and mentally review what you just learned. This simple act of recall dramatically strengthens your memory. Third, consistency beats intensity. Every time. Just commit to 10 minutes of learning every single day. And finally, get rid of that decision fatigue by always knowing what you're going to read next. When you finish one book, the next one is ready to go. No friction. And that really brings it all home, doesn't it? Mark Twain said it best. Having the ability to read is a superpower. but it's a superpower we have to choose to use. In a world that is just full of distraction, choosing to read isn't just an act of learning, it's an act of defiance. So, what are you going to do now? Don't just think about it. Go pick up a book. Let this be the moment you start rewiring your brain for the better. The only question left is, what will you read first?